G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for part 6 of our dual-wielding Acid Dervish playthrough. Last episode we did the Pine Barrens. We went all through here, we got the 2 devotion shrines and killed everything and everybody. This episode we are going to be heading on to Homestead and we'll be doing probably the left side. So, actually before we do that, we have to go get our cook and tell Colin the unfortunate news about his sister when I eventually pick the correct rift to go to. Here we go. Alright, so talk to Colin first. Otherwise you'll have to go find him in Homestead. Everyone's off to Homestead now, so we'll go there as well. Okay, somehow managed to turn all of my buffs off, which means I probably ran into an arcane mob in the last episode and didn't notice it. Right, so we go up here and talk to Olgrim. Then we go down here and talk to Captain Soma. And she will tell us to go kill the ethereal abomination in the barn. The other quest to pick up is this guy here. Where's the problem? I will clear the infestation. Okay. Excuse me, sorry about your ears. So, we're heading out here. We're going to kill a bunch of eggs in the fields, including Mummy and Daddy eggs, which I guess technically aren't eggs. So we need 10 of these. There's a few other quests out here in these fields as well that are a little bit harder to find if you're not sure. Like if you don't know that they're here, you'll probably miss them, which is fine. So we're going to go and release a little girl who's been trapped in a cave. We're going to find a hidden stash, the last will and testament of Matthias someone or other. So we're going to go find that as well, and going to go and take the one ring from Golem. Hopefully he'll drop it, although for this build it's not such a big deal if he doesn't. Okay, so I've got my 10 eggs. I could go back and talk to him and get the next quest, but it's just to go and kill the queen of the hive, and I know where the hive is, and I know where the queen is, so I'm just going to go kill her. While you're out here, there is one devotion shrine just out in the open here, and there is one devotion shrine in the caves underneath the insect hive. I think that's the only 2 out here. Anyway, I'm gonna go get this one. There's also a couple of houses that I'm going to search, because one of them has a diary in it, one of them has a lot of blue boots in this playthrough. What do these ones do? Tell you what they don't do, they don't empty my inventory. I am actually going to go do that. So from memory I was keeping the boots and everything else was going in the trash. So goodbye to all of this. We're going to put that on. So I'll have to go and take the component out of that. I just sold my troll bone crusher, which I did want to keep, just in case. Actually, I'll just sell it. You can get a troll bone crusher from the secret shop in the Bloodvale, so I'm not too worried about that. This, I think I'm just going to use that once I'm level 40. Okay, don't reset the portal, otherwise I'll have to run all the way back out there. I do want to get my scaled hide off of that explorer's tunic. So I'm going to keep the add-on. I think I'll keep the bleed res for now. 30% over max. There we go. And Mark of the Traveler. Yep. And this ring, I'm going to keep the item. I'm going to put a soul shard on it. So that should give us, yeah, 70% on vitality. Our resistances are looking good, except for chaos. And realistically, I probably could just put this on for the chaos section. I may end up doing that. Or I could just use a resistance potion as well if I can find one. Okay. Sorry, I should have done that before I started recording, but I kind of rolled on from the last episode and it didn't happen. Right, that shrine is already done. We are going to complete the scorpion, and then we'll have a look at the next one. Let me bring up my plan, and we'll just see what the next one was. Again, I probably should have already had this active, but I didn't, because I'm bad at this. Okay, looks like we are going for the eel next, and then murmur. So murmur is the next big one. So we need 6 blue, and the eel is only 3, so what was our other blue? Looks like I've made a mistake in my plan, and I didn't have enough blue at the point where I wanted to take murmur. Okay, so either way, we need 6 blue. So our first one is going to be this blue, and then... oh no, I'm just bad. The eel is over here, so yes, the plan was fine. We'll be taking these next. Okay. So this is one of the houses that can potentially have the will in it. There are a few chests in here that don't really matter, but I think the body is usually in the middle here. It's not here, however, so we'll go check the other houses. If you are first encountering that Aether Fire on the ground, one thing you need to know is your Aether resistances do not matter to that thing. It is percentage of your health based, so you just take a ton of damage and there's nothing you can do about it. The only way to quote-unquote tank that damage is to have ridiculous amounts of regen. This house does not potentially have one of the notes in it, but this one I think has the, yeah, this is Dahlia's, Diala's diary. That is the start of a quest chain that spreads over multiple acts, so it's worth getting that one. Even if you're not interested in the rewards for the quest, XP is always welcome. So I'll head back over this way. This house was one of the houses it could spawn on. I think the other two are sort of here and here. But we'll head that way. And also there's a rift gate over here as well. So this is one of the other houses. I think it's this body. Yeah, there it is. The last will of Marthas Everbrook. That's what we're looking for in the houses. That will enable us to blow up a wall. How many dynamite do I have? 5, that's plenty. Will enable us to blow up a rockfall, and there's a pretty good chest behind it. Dermateran slices from memory are pretty good if you don't have the scorpion tails. So, yep, weapon damage onto the procs, and lifesteal onto Whirling Death. This is actually not bad. You can see it shows a huge damage loss for both of our weapons. It just means that the scorpion tails are better, and that's kind of why I went and got them. But if for some weird reason you didn't want to go and farm yourself a pair of really good weapons, then those are decent. Alright, I am gonna... Did I already get the rift? I think I did. I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, I did. There is another quest down here to the south. This one is to let a little girl out of a cave, or a cave-in. She's been trapped in there for a while. So we're going to go and release her. And note that I said release and not rescue, because we're actually going to be killing her. And you'll see why when we get there. But all is not as it seems with this little girl. So there are two ways you can do this one. If you read Alara's journal, so she's talking about having a nightmare, being in a tomb, blah blah blah, glowing red eyes. It seems, typical nightmare stuff. But it turns out that actually, this one is not a nightmare. So we'll head to the tomb, and it's right here. There's level 33. Unfortunately, leveling up a lot faster than our reputation is. Okay, back to Oathkeeper. I'm going to put 1 point in Haven. It's not a massive buff. For us, it's basically a small percentage of health. And Consecration is definitely something we want. That's just 7% attack speed, 7% armor, 9% LE res. It's pretty good. This is the cave-in. Open the door, go in. We'll talk to the little girl in there. And yeah. So she's so scared, all by herself in here, blah blah blah. So you can send her home. You can open a rift gate. Or you can say something else seems off, and her eyes get set on fire, and you can kill her here. So she is actually a demon and not, in fact, a little girl. Okay, there she goes. Do be aware there's fire on the floor there, and you don't want to be standing in that. So, turns out that Elara's nightmare was actually this little girl, and if you let her out, she will come back here and she will kill everybody and set the place on fire and just generally be a nuisance. And then you get to feel bad for killing those people because you let the demon out. So it's an interesting little quest, and if you don't do any exploring, or if you're not following someone else's guide or playthrough or whatever, it's, there's a decent chance you would never find that. Same with the last will and testament of Matthias there. If you didn't know it was there, chances of actually stumbling on the right house and actually clicking on the body, pretty low, I would say. Okay. So I like to go this way because there's often a shrine this way, but this is a little bit out of the way. See, there's the shrine, Ancient Aetherwarped. This could potentially be the end of the run. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Okay. That's a lot of acid. Alright, let's go have a look at our shrine. See what spawns. Hopefully it's going to be regular ethereals and not the Malmo ethereals that do a ton of damage and are very hard to run away from. More boots. Pet boots. These would have been really good for the pet playthrough and completely useless for this one. Okay, we did get regular ethereals, so this will be fine. This will be fine, I say, as I have to run away. Okay, I forget that my aether resistances are garbage. Let's get rid of this guy. I think he's doing the majority of that damage. Alright. So, there we go. that'll be the end of that. Soul Carver, we got 2 blues out of that. That's not too bad. Damn near died twice, but 2 blues. Soul Carver is not good, and neither is a 2-handed hammer. Okay. So very, very fancy vendor trash. But the XP is good. So if you hug this left wall and just kind of head north, you will find the dynamite location. Just sort of up. Just going to check for the hive entrance as well. I think it can spawn here. It's not here. I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't spawn there, but it isn't there now. So we'll head up this way. You can see the blue dot on the map. That's your dynamite explosion point. So you click on that and kaboom. Hidden wealth. There's our blue item. Okay. Then we'll head back to kind of the center. The Dermateran hive, or the insect hive, is usually, well, it's always in these fields here, but it's got a bunch of different places it can spawn. Once again, I do recommend the Grim Tools map. It will show you all the potential spawn locations, and then you can just go and check them one by one. I don't have it open, so I'm going to see if I can find it without. And yeah, there it is. I was going to say, and if I can't find it, I will open the map. Okay. Inside this cave, your mission is to kill the queen, but there's a few other things to do as well. So there's a lot of stuff hidden behind secret walls, including 2 or 3 kind of quote-unquote secret areas. Generally speaking, they're going to be along the top side of the areas. This particular entrance just here, you can see on the map, there's a cave here. You go down here to check for the one-shot chest. I generally will run down here if it's not blocked by a boulder or something there. Just checking in here, potential one-shot chest here. It's not there today, so this particular section, I believe, is done. You can go find more stuff to kill if you want. I'm just going to leave it. XP is not something I'm worried about at the moment. We'll probably be 35 before we get back to town, or at least close to 35. So the way you the way you get to the queen is these 2 Grand Viziers. This one's called Losakal. I can't remember the name of the other one, but you have to kill 2 of them. They will drop pheromone glands, and you need 2 of those to open the door to the queen. Not sure why I'm going back to kill those. Okay, this is another one of the... This one's not a secret, this one's marked on the map, but this one does have a secret in it. It's not super secret, it's not particularly hard to find, but in the skittering den here, if you head to the west side, the northwest, so up this way, you'll see there's this second area here. And if you're not paying attention, you could probably walk straight past it and never notice, but there's a cave entrance here too. So the Den of the Lost, this is where Gollum lives from the Lord of the Rings. And he even has a really nice ring. I don't think it's going to be amazing for this particular build, but it is really good for some builds. Anything with Shaman in it, I think it's really good for. It's got +3 to Mogdrogan's Pact. Do keep an eye on the poison in here though. There's a lot of poison. This shrine, when we use it, is going to spawn insects. They're going to leave poison on the floor. It's a whole thing. So there's 34. I'm just going to get out of the poison because I'm pretty sure that's what's chunking my health bar. Okay, Banshee's Misery. I think that's a gun, isn't it? That's a book. Wait, physical damage book? Oh no, cold damage book. Probably good for a spellbreaker. Alright, we were going for blue, and then starting on the eel. And we have 3 points to spend, so it's going to be an Oathbreaker, or Oathkeeper, sorry. Consecration is really good. Haven is so-so. Presence of Virtue is also kind of meh. I thought one of these had additional armor, but I may be remembering wrong. I think I am. Okay, so these are probably one-pointers. Consecration, I definitely want to max out. Health is below the 100 points per level point, so I'm going to start looking for gear. The best way to find what piece of gear to upgrade next is to go to your armor rating, and if your chest is not the highest, or your chest or your legs is not the highest, you need to upgrade them. So my legs are a little bit low, so I need to find a pair of pants to replace the ones I have. Explorer's trousers have reached the limit of their usefulness, but I do need to find pants with some poison resist on them, or I need to find another way of getting poison resist. So for now, we'll leave it be, but pants are definitely the upgrade. So here's Gollum, the Deep Weller. Or actually he's called Gollus, but you know, it's Gollum. It's a guy who looks like Gollum, who lives in a cave, and has a ring, which he didn't drop, which is unfortunate. Dreadnought foot pads again. Where are they? There they are. Those are not bad. 3% physical resistance. Phys res is kind of hard to get, so when you can get it, it's probably worth getting. But you know what, we're going to backtrack so we don't have to fight all of that extra rubbish. I'm going to keep putting points in physique. 34 now. I probably go to 40 or 50 and then start pumping cunning. That puts us almost back to where we need to be for health. The fact that we're below 100 per level is a little bit worrying. It's probably fine, but it does mean that there's going to be some things that potentially one-shot you. You've seen the health bar has been getting a little bit low a few times. But there's not a huge amount that I can do about it right at this exact second. When we get to 35, or when we get out of here actually, we'll go have a look at some faction gear. It's entirely possible that this whole health and pants problem will be solved by faction gear. We'll have 3 factions to check, although I don't think we will have the necessary standing for all of them. So we may have to go and do a little bit of farming. But it's definitely worth it. When you get to 35, that's one of your main power spike levels, because you get access to faction gear. So it's definitely worth taking advantage of it. And if it means you have to farm a little bit, well, you know, not the end of the world, is it? Alright, we're full. So I'm going to have to throw something on the floor to pick up this pheromone, I think. That's interesting. Did he not drop it? Or is that not the right guy? Where are they? There's one pheromone. I definitely don't have a second one. Alright. We're doing some backtracking. Potentially I didn't kill... Yeah, okay, so... I was thinking he died a little bit easy, but the Grand Vizier, this is the guy we were looking for. Okay, so we've got both of the pheromones. Now we can go open the door and then go say hi to the Swarm Queen. Right. Before we fight her, I am going to just duck back to Homestead. She is a little bit scary. She does a lot of damage. A lot of it is poison. Since my poison res is not capped, if I have a poison potion, or if there's one for sale, I was going to use it. So we'll see if I have one in the stash. I hope I do. I did also, between episodes, look where the +1 to Nightblade's amulet is, and, well, it's not good, put it that way. It's, Queen Elena, or Elena, the head of the Slith, which means she is in Devil's Crossing, or just outside of Devil's Crossing. There's a boat to an island. You go into the island, there's a trapdoor you can open, and in there is some very high-level Slith. She is the boss of that area, which is, yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, so we're going to take some Venom Fang oils and some Venom Guard ointment. I should have sold that, actually. That's fine. We'll go kill the queen, and then I'll come back and turn in a bunch of quests. As I said, this will cap our resistances, which will definitely help with the queen, although having said that, usually what gets me when I'm fighting her is in her second form, she basically throws rocks at you, brings the ceiling down, and that's usually what does the majority of the damage. In her first form, she can shotgun you with acid, but it's usually not such a big deal. This little offshoot here has our one-shot chest, so guaranteed blue out of that, and it's kind of okay. Those gloves are alright. Not amazing, but okay. So level 41 to use those. Probably not going to. Alright, here we go. Let's drink a potion. Ironically, the best thing you can do is kill her as fast as you can, because as soon as she dies, the less damage she's going to do to you. Is she even going to bring the roof down on me? I think we might be killing her too fast. That's okay, I'm alright with killing her too fast. So she dropped her shield. Not much good for us, and we're done here, so back to Homestead. Okay, so this guy sent us to clear the fields, we've done that, and we also dealt with the queen. So that's another inventory bag, which is very nice. And what about Devil's Crossing? Well, it turns out he doesn't care about Devil's Crossing. I am looking for a new belt. This one could be okay, but where are the Black Legion? They'd be under B, wouldn't they? There we go, tolerated. I think we need respected to get the Black Legion belt. It is... How did that happen? Okay, Nightblade belt. Okay, Legion belt, so we need respected. to get +1 skills to Nightblade. The downside to this belt is that it is literally +1 to skills, and that's it. Although that Cold Flash proc is not awful. Even the high level versions are still not great, it's just more of the same. So our +1 Nightblade belt is not great. Our +1 Nightblade amulet is not great. We do have Bolvar coming up who can drop the +1 to Oathkeeper amulet. But +1 Oathkeeper would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skill points. +1 Nightblade is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 skill points. So +1 to Nightblade is much better. We give her diary back. Promise we didn't read it. And what else we got left? We still didn't destroy the amalgamation, so actually I need to go back out there. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the bug caves because there is a quick exit. So Grim Dawn has a Skyrim door. This puts you back at the entrance to the first area, and you can just go outside the hive this way. So we're back in the rotting croplands, and we are heading to the northeast now. So the ethereal amalgamation does a lot of aether damage. It's in an arena that's filled with aether fire on the floor. It's just generally a lot of aether. So I think I'm going to go check the bank and just see if I have an aether resist potion, which I should have done before I came back out here. But I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Just give me the loot, and I'm gonna teleport over that stuff. Now all this stuff here, all of it, you could just run straight past it. There is a door here that will lock them out. Although those ones appear to be able to walk through the door, which is weird. Normally they can't do that. Just gonna kill these crystals so they don't summon any more things I have to kill. There we go. And somehow I can attack across the wall, which is nice. I can pick things up across the wall too. Okay. Let's just go to the Conclave of the Three. So this, the bank is right next to the teleport. Here we go. I do have an Aether Resist potion, so we're going to drink that. And I'm going to put the Venom Fang oil in there as well. Because I am going to use it to kill this guy. I don't want to mess with all this rubbish around here. So we're going to pop that here. And we're going to back up a little bit. There we go, he's dead. So he died to the poison. Okay, and there's some more loot in the barn. Just be careful of the Aether Fire on the floor. There we go. Going back to town, so I'll take these as well. Just sell them. Okay, back to Homestead. Just had a feeling that I hadn't spent the devotion point. Okay, so we talked to Soma. Tell her the abomination has been destroyed. Hit 35. And accept the next quest. and we need to join the Caimans or the Death's Vigil. Now, I personally prefer the Death's Vigil. I don't really like the Caimans because of Forgotten Gods content stuff, and also they just seem like they've got sticks up their asses. So I'm going to join Death's Vigil. It doesn't matter which one of these you join. You can pick either one and you'll be fine. The Caimans tend to focus more on elemental damage, specifically fire. The Death's Vigil is more about pets and cold damage. Neither one of them is particularly great for us, and all of their augments are outclassed by the Forgotten Gods augments. There's not a huge advantage going one way or the other. So pretty much pick whichever one you like. Right. We did just hit 35, which means more points in consecration. I'll pick up this quest as well. To collect all that. Now, at this point, we are respected with Devil's Crossing, which is nice. And we're only friendly with Homestead, so we gotta go kill, like, 2 things. So any beasts will get you faction with Homestead, and the Rovers are already respected. So, let me just check which pieces I was interested in. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, so the Devil's Cuirass could be good. Actually, we'll check the Rovers first, because the shoulders from the Rovers are what we ideally want, but if we can't get them, we may have to go with the Devil's Shoulders. Okay, so where are we? The shoulders from the Rowari, the mantle, there we go. Acid damage, Ellie, bleeding resist, and +2 to lethal assault. Better armor. Just generally better all around. We'd be trading Pierce for bleeding. Doesn't really matter. So we're going to do that. And once we take the Silk Swatch off here and put it back on there, that'll be capped Pierce again. So we got a little bit of acid damage, a little bit of defensive ability, and some more LE resist. That's basically it. +2 to lethal assault, so that is, where is it? That's this one. This is our buff. So that's good. The other thing I was looking for is in Devil's Crossing, we are going to get the chest piece, I think it is. Yeah, the Devil's Chest Guard, Devil's Cuirass? This one. So we're going to grab that as well. A little bit of Chaos Res, never hurt anybody. It did uncap our LE resistances though, so that would be a good time to have not sold that ring. Yeah, this one here. Leovinus ring. Put that on instead of the Skinner family seal. So that should be good to go. Now is also a good time to go look for Ganavakar's weapon, although I think it's level 40, but we could farm it now. But I think I'll leave that for a little bit. I'll keep the add-on for this. I'll keep the add-on for this. Keep the add-on for this. Right. Give me my armor back. Give me my vitality resistance back. Give me my piercing resistance back. Okay, so we're looking good there. Unfortunately, I've got to run, so I'm going to cut the episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.